Right now at 5, the American Legion Post in Pittsburgh gives thanks to area veterans with a Thanksgiving celebration.
We got a few showers hanging around early this morning. Those will eventually clear out, and then we're mostly cloudy heading into the afternoon. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, an outreach group's efforts to keep a homeless shelter in Parsons from permanently closing.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
I'm Chris Warner. It is now Friday. Finally Friday here in the 4 states. It's been a long week. You take some time off in that first week back. Boy, it's been a long week. Not a bad one, let's say. Just a long week.
But we are so glad to have you back, Chris.
Yeah, I'm sure some folks are. Maybe not everybody, but I'm sure some folks are. And like I said, it's good to be back. It's Friday now. It's November the 21st. That means we have 1 week to Black Friday shopping and 6 days until Turkey Day. We were just actually watching the WKRP turkey drop, kind of like an annual tradition just to see that. So
if you're in a newsroom, especially, I feel like you have to, because it's your
absolutely.
Greatest fear that something like that is going to happen.
One of these days, it's bound to happen. I just love them too. I swore turkeys could fly. They can't. They didn't in that particular episode either. No turkeys falling from the sky today from our camera in downtown Pittsburgh, or at least not at this time. And how do we know this? Because, well, we have a camera there, and it looks like this. Like that. There it is. See? There. Do you see turkeys? I see no turkeys. Now, I did learn something about these systems, and I accidentally caused a large turkey incident with Doug about a year ago. You can put, for no reason in particular, I could put about a dozen or so turkeys on this screen. There's no reason we should need to do that, but it can do that, and that led to Doug about a year ago. You folks may recall he drew a giant turkey in the Gulf of Mexico because I didn't know that if I changed the button to turkeys, it changed it for everybody. I thought it was just changing it for me. Our camera 7th and range line in Joplin. Roads are still damp. No much rain, not nearly like what we were seeing yesterday morning, but we still got rain overnight. We've got a few showers out there, and the Skywatch Storm Tracker is showing us those showers. Again, not too much and not nearly as much as yesterday. So what we've got is this low pressure. It's up over here. That warm front lifted through. We've got the showers. We have new showers attempting to get organized here and there. Not much expected. No thunderstorm activity expected. But as that low pressure pushes through, it will eventually bring our winds out of the north and bring us those cooler temperatures tonight. Fog this morning, not as widespread, but still some out there. Independence down to 5.5 miles of visibility. Iola just under 6. So, of course, be careful. Watch out for that possibility, too, of rapidly changing visibilities. Our temperatures this morning are pretty mild, especially compared to yesterday. We had some pretty chilly temperatures up northwest. This time, we're all in the low 60s to get the day started. And as we head through today, Future Track is hinting at a sprinkle or two from some of the clouds later, but I think otherwise, rain's pretty well done. Any shower activities done by about 9-10 at the latest. And we'll have a mix of mostly cloudy skies. Some of you may momentarily go mostly clear, but it'll be brief because these clouds will thicken back up across the region heading into the evening and overnight hours. So kids heading out the door again, a shower or two will be possible. Low 60s, mid 60s by lunch and recess, 67 as they head home with mostly cloudy skies. Highs heading into the upper 60s, low 60s by 9. And we hover in the mid 60s by late morning into the early afternoon, falling back to the low 60s by 6. And those north winds, again, later, after this front passes through, those north winds will pick up and start gusting upwards of about 20 miles an hour. Ahead of the front, they'll be out of the southwest, gusting upwards of 20 miles an hour. We do have some additional shower chances heading into the weekend. We still have that cooler air on the way next week. We'll go over those details with you here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Authorities have released the name of the suspect from Sunday's officer-involved shooting in McDonald County, Missouri. He's 32-year-old Dylan Martinez, who was on parole from the state of Arkansas. He's a suspect in an arson investigation in Bentonville. Martinez's criminal history includes charges for rape, robbery, residential burglary, theft, kidnapping, and possession of a controlled substance. Investigators say Martinez also had a prior hostile relationship with a person in the area of the shooting. McDonald County authorities say off-duty reserve deputy Michael Hall encountered Martinez on Hall's property in Powell, Missouri, Sunday, as Hall investigated what appeared to be an abandoned car in his driveway. That car turned out to be stolen. Investigators say after Deputy Hall identified himself, Martinez produced a handgun and fired at Hall, striking him in the thigh. Hall returned fire, striking Martinez. Martinez was transported to a regional hospital for treatment. Hall was treated at a hospital and later released. You can find more details on the story on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. The Children's Miracle Network Miracle Market returned this week to Freeman West, bringing holiday shopping and community impact under one roof. The two-day event features about 20 unique vendors, from local boutiques and handmade crafters to woodwork created by a Joplin firefighter, even fresh cinnamon rolls. Organizers say they carefully select each vendor to make sure shoppers get a wide variety of gifts and goods. A homeless shelter in Parsons, Kansas is in danger of permanently closing. KOAM's Kenny Foreman finds out what one outreach group is doing to help prevent this.
I would be willing to bet that if Safe Haven closes its doors, that would be upwards towards 1,000 people losing access to something that could have saved them.
In the city of Parsons, homelessness is an ongoing issue. Just ask the American Advocacy Initiative, who regularly listens to people's concerns.
I think a lot of people in Parsons have noticed that there is a homelessness issue. It's one of the biggest complaints that we get day to day is that there are a lot of homeless people. Why isn't there a homeless shelter? Most people don't know that there is one.
These concerns were further elevated when the Safe Haven Outreach Mission reached out to the initiative in need of help. After helping those in need for the past 16 years, they are now at risk of closing down due to a lack of funding.
Fortunately, we have been able to keep the doors open so far. We're the newbies on the board, so we're taking a lot of guidance from those who have been there, and they've been so helpful at teaching us what we can do to help.
Despite the shelter's current financial struggles, the initiative is confident in its ability to bring in more volunteers, which would make it easier for the shelter to continue to operate.
I don't see a major issue with the drive for fighting for Safe Haven to go down. As of right now, we really need funding and we really need volunteers, and we're actively working on a plan, and I'm confident that we can make that happen.
In Parsons, Kenny Foreman, KOAM News.
The American Advocacy Initiative holds its public meetings the third Thursday of every month at the Parsons Public Library. Anyone interested in volunteering at Safe Haven can reach out to the initiative or the shelter itself. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. U.S. military officials meet with Ukraine's president to assist with peace talks as the conflict with Russia continues. Plus, backlash after President Trump appears to threaten several Democrats with arrest and even death after they called on military members to ignore illegal orders. And a mostly cloudy Friday as the 4 states begins to dry out. Chris has a look at your weekend forecast coming up. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping Nation Watch, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky sat down with the U.S. Secretary of the Army Daniel Driscoll in Kiev yesterday. Driscoll described the Ukrainian Army's fight against Russia's invasion as, quote, remarkable. He and several other high-ranking Army officials are in Ukraine to help with peace talks. Zelensky asked Driscoll to pass a booklet to President Trump with a list of components used in the Russian cruise missiles launched on Ternopil. Yesterday, Ukraine proclaims the materials can be traced back to countries including the United States, Germany, and China. The U.S. has said components made in the United States are sometimes supplied to Russia directly through third-party countries. There's fallout today after President Trump threatened several Democratic lawmakers with arrest and even death after they posted a video calling on military members to ignore legal orders. Also today, President Trump is set to host soon-to-be New York City Mayor Zoran Mamdani, weeks after the president unsuccessfully pushed for his defeat, as the Trump administration's peace proposal to end Russia's invasion of Ukraine is now being looked at by leaders in Kiev. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
You can refuse illegal orders.
It's a video that sparked new controversy in Washington and threats from the president.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law.
6 congressional Democrats, all veterans and former national security officials, prompted by concerns over the administration's deadly strikes on suspected drug boats in the Caribbean and deployment of National Guard troops in American cities. President Trump on social media accused them of seditious behavior punishable by death and reposted a comment saying they should be hanged before writing, "Lock them up."
To suggest and encourage that active duty service members defy the chain of command is a very dangerous thing for sitting members of Congress to do. and they should be held accountable.
The Democrats are seeking extra security. Michigan Senator Alyssa Slotkin says she received hundreds of death threats yesterday.
I'm not going to shut up because Donald Trump is threatening me.
Meanwhile, a tone of cooperation as President Trump prepares to meet New York City's mayor-elect Zoran Mamdani, a Democratic socialist he's dubbed a communist.
I have many disagreements with the president, and I believe that we should be relentless and pursue all avenues and all meetings that could make our city affordable.
The focus on America's largest city as Ukraine's president says he's received a Trump-backed plan to help end Russia's invasion of Ukraine. In it, reportedly calls for Ukraine to give up weapons and territory in exchange for security assurances. Jared Hill, CBS News.
A source for one Ukrainian official says some of the points in the peace plan are, quote, unacceptable for Ukraine. The source also says work on the plan has begun, adding that the final version may change. Well, still to come, fans take control of a soap opera wedding. Viewers vote for the perfect dress as Young and the Restless characters remarry after decades apart. The two-part celebration begins today. Plus, a mostly cloudy Friday. Chris will have a look at your weekend forecast when we come back. Today's Eye on Entertainment brings a second soap opera wedding and a second Jeff Goldblum. Gwen Baumgarten reports.
It's a second wedding 35 years in the making.
You ready? Yeah. I got this.
Today, Cricket and Danny are headed back down the aisle in The Young and the Restless.
There's dancing, there's music, there's just
drama,
sweetness. Yeah, it's a full circle couple of days.
Their characters were previously married in Hawaii before divorcing in 1994. Ahead of the big day, it was up to fans to find the right dress, choosing this option in a social media poll. The two-part television nuptials will air today and Monday on CBS and Paramount+. A top honor for the world's top tenor. Andrea Bocelli was presented with the Order of May. It's one of Argentina's highest awards presented by the country's president. The award is meant to recognize Bocelli's influence on music.
Cheek to cheek.
Fans of Jeff Goldblum are seeing double. He's the latest actor to earn a life-size wax figure at Madame Tussauds.
This is actually the fantastic.
The replica will go on display in Orlando. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Gwen Baumgartner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Those wax figures either look just like the celebrity or nothing at all, but that one looks pretty accurate. Well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, again, we've got those cloudy skies, some scattered showers across the area this morning. Not like what we saw yesterday, but still some rain. That'll eventually clear out and will be drier later today. We'll go over the details, take a look at your weekend forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now is 5:18. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News, 5:20 on this Friday morning. Sorry with the fog tracker. We do have some patchy fog out in parts of southeast Kansas and far northern Oklahoma out there. So Iola, Fort Scott, both the lowest visibilities right now, just under 4 miles apiece. But some reduced visibilities, Yates Center, Parsons, Newt, Fredonia, Nevada, Stockton. So again, just be cautious and watch out again for the possibility of rapidly changing visibilities as well this morning. And outside of that, few scattered showers out there this morning as well. We'll start up here north, just southwest of Burlington and south of Burlington, really. A few showers out there. Down toward Iola, Humboldt, Chanute, some showers, even some moderate rain building in as well. Off to your east, we've got Fort Scott, and then just to the west of Pawnee in Bourbon County, we have some showers there. Also up north around Liberty, Lincoln, and north of Mound City. Into Lynn County, a couple of showers in far northern Bates County as well, and over toward Appleton City. We stretch a little further south. As you can see, showers considerably more spotty, but we do still have a few out there stretching back into northeastern Oklahoma down toward Pryor Creek, and these are ones that are developing. So they're all part of this little circle out here, and this you can see the spin, is our low pressure system. And so as it continues to push off roughly to the north-northeast, it will bring us the opportunity for some additional showers. And like I said, if you watch the loop, you'll see some of the new ones trying to get going. No thunderstorms expected, nothing crazy expected at all with any of this. And I think most of it should be done by about 9, 10 at the latest this morning. Future Track still thinks maybe a sprinkle or two will be possible because we're otherwise going to be mostly cloudy. Some locations you may briefly go partly cloudy or even mostly sunny, but it'll be momentary before more clouds build in, and will be mostly cloudy overnight tonight. And you see the swirl here. That's that low pressure tracking on off. And as we get on the backside of it, winds shift out of the north like we talked about yesterday. And we're going to be a little cooler tonight, a little cooler tomorrow as well. But as we head through the day on Saturday, we're partly cloudy for a good portion of the day, and then eventually those skies will clear. And as we go into Sunday, not a bad start to the day, but eventually some showers starting to work in by late Sunday evening. So again, a few scattered showers out there through 9, maybe 10. Low 60s to start, mid 60s. By 11 o'clock this morning. Our highs today, pinch warmer than yesterday. Upper 60s. Could, again, if you get some sunshine, you might make about 70, maybe even 71. It'll just depend on who gets the sunshine and how much of it you get as we head into the afternoon. Those southwest winds gusting to 20, and overnight tonight, those winds will shift out of the north at 5 to 10 behind that low pressure. Mostly cloudy skies will continue. We're back down into the mid 40s overnight tonight. So again, a bit on the chilly side out there. As we take a look down the road, so again, not bad tomorrow. Upper 50s, near 60, mid 60s Sunday. Then clouds will begin to build in. We'll go partly cloudy later in the day, and then those evening showers come in late Sunday, continuing into Monday. Still looking at this mild start to the week, and some good news at least in terms of timing. We're still looking at the same timing of the arrival of this colder air. It's going to be late Tuesday, and then temperatures will drop back down into the upper 20s and low 30s possibly by Tuesday night, leading to a pretty chilly day on Wednesday, maybe some showers here or there. These showers keep kind of going back and forth here between Wednesday and Thursday, so we'll see as we get closer. But even then, we're not looking at anything significant or widespread, so shouldn't have a major impact on your Turkey Day travel or your Turkey Day plans. By Thanksgiving, though, still mid 40s or a little warmer possibly by Thanksgiving night. So still Black Friday shopping, you'll want to bundle up. Upper 30s out there, some low 50s on Friday, and the weekend, next weekend, upper 40s and low 50s. So finally getting back some somewhat more seasonable levels across the region. That is a check of your forecast. We're going to send it over to Samantha now with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. A new study says many cases of lung cancer are being missed under current U.S. screening guidelines. A study from Northwestern Medicine found that the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force guidelines excludes 2/3 of patients, especially women and people who have never smoked. Researchers suggest new guidelines that expand screenings for people ages 40 to 85. A new daily oral GLP-1 pill can help people lose weight and improve their blood sugar levels. A study by UT Health Houston says the pill, called orforglipron, can be alternative for people who don't want to take daily or weekly injectables needed for other GLP-1 drugs. Researchers say orforglipron introduces body weight by 12% and improved cardiometabolic health. Older adults who experience dehydration, malnutrition, or confusion after a major surgery have a much higher risk of a poor outcome. An Ohio State University study found developing one of these geriatric syndromes doubles the chances a person over 66 will die within the first year after surgery. The authors of the study say doctors should monitor dehydration, malnutrition, and delirium because they can signal whether a patient is likely to have a successful surgery. This National Diabetes Awareness Month, advances in technology such as artificial intelligence are helping diabetes patients better manage their blood sugar. Jared Hill has more.
Deb Biller has had type 2 diabetes for more than a decade. The 63-year-old is working with her doctor to better manage it.
She suggested that I may have to look at insulin, and that just terrified me. I told her that I really didn't want to do that.
Biller enrolled in a study at the Cleveland Clinic testing whether artificial intelligence could help. The technology from Twin Health creates a digital twin of the patient, as wearable sensors monitor blood sugar, weight, blood pressure, exercise, and sleep. The twin guides the patient to make lifestyle changes.
An AI-enabled system of biosensors, including a continuous glucose monitor, as well as physical activity trackers that were coupled with health coaching, which really helped provide the patients with personalized recommendations in real time on how to control their blood sugar.
Dr. Kevin Pantalone led the research. Most adults with diabetes should have an A1C level of 7% or lower. After 1 year, 71% of the tech users lowered their level to below 6.5% while taking only the drug metformin. Only 2.4% of people receiving standard care saw a similar drop.
It learns the patients, it learns their responses to certain medications, the amount of carbohydrate, and actually guides their decision making at the time of eating as to how much carbohydrate to consume, the order of foods to consume, to help prevent these very high excursions of blood sugar.
Participants with help from the digital twin also saw more weight loss and reduced medications like Biller. Her A1C is down to 6.3%.
My diabetes significantly improved. I'm down to one medication, metformin. When I first started, I was 277 pounds. Right now, I'm 225.
She's grateful her overall health is improved. Jared Hill, CBS News.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 5:30, flooding hits Joplin as heavy rain swamps Murphy Boulevard through Landreth Park.
And no heavy rain expected today, but we do have some showers to start this morning. We'll have a look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, how a Joplin Community Center is working to support those recovering from addiction.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 5:31. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It's Friday, however you want to do it, November the 21st. Happy Friday to all of you out there. And of course, yesterday had some showers and storms. We did talk about at noon yesterday that flood advisory that came out for Joplin, and that's part of the reason. When I went home, parts of 7th Street near Schifferdecker,
yes,
not fully underwater, but certainly a rough situation to get through because that storm just parked itself.
It made me feel like I was driving through a lake because I was going through it because it was just so thick.
There was a lot of rain that fell from that yesterday. Today, not so much, but we still do have some showers to start our Friday, and eventually they'll go away, but it'll take a little bit before they go away. Here's a live look from downtown. No, it's not. Oh my, it's Friday. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay. There we go. That's a live look from downtown Pittsburgh. The other thing, though, that was a live look of the Skywatch Storm Tracker. But I just have to remember to press the button. Yeah, sometimes it's just hard to remember. There's so many buttons. There's what, eight buttons on this. It's a matter of remembering which one you need. All right, so that looks okay. Roads are still wet. We had some showers, of course, thunderstorm activity, some of it late last night, overnight. Our camera, 7th in range line, looking good, and the MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line. Wet roadways, but no rain falling at this moment. And Skywatch Storm Tracker showing us where we do have some showers around Chanute, stretching up toward Burlington. We've got some others into central Bourbon County, and then making a curve over near Fort Scott. A few isolated sprinkles through Barton, Cherokee, Ottawa, and Craig County into northeastern Oklahoma, and some slightly heavier showers up north. All of this is part of that low pressure system, which is actually, if I just drag it just a wee bit, right here north of Dodge City, you can see that swirl. That low pressure will begin to track off to the east today. As it does so, it'll take the rain with it, but it'll also bring in cooler air. And we do have some fog, not as widespread as yesterday, but some reduced visibilities. Iola and Fort Scott, both under 4 miles. Nevada, Stockton, stretching down Chanute, Parsons, Yates Center. So if you're traveling this morning, again, low beams, not your high beams, fog lights if you've got them, and slow down. Just be cautious as you head out this morning. Our temperatures, though, well above average. We're into the low 60s across the entire area. We do have some 60-degree readings on the east side, Bentonville, Cassville, Monette, and Stockton. But again, a very mild start to this Friday, but it will not be mild overnight tonight. Temperatures are expected to drop behind that low pressure. All right, so again, showers should be done, I think, for the most part by 9, 10 o'clock. Isolated sprinkle or two will be possible. We're otherwise mostly cloudy. Some of you may get some breaks in the clouds momentarily, but those clouds will thicken back up as that low pressure pushes on through the area. Kids heading out the door, a couple isolated showers here and there, a few isolated showers rather. Low 60s, about 66, lunch and recess, 67 as they head home, because again, the clouds will stop us from warming too terribly much. We'll go into the upper 60s today. It's low 60s by 9, mid 60s 50s by noon, upper 60s for our highs. Southwest winds gusting to 20. And of course, once we get on the backside of that low, winds will shift out of the north late this evening and overnight. We're going to talk more about this low pressure, how cool it's going to get tonight, and what the rest of our weekend is looking like here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. Like Chris said, we might see a little bit more rain this morning, but it's certainly moving out. But that follows a day of heavy rains and flash flooding issues yesterday. Heavy rain yesterday afternoon flooded Murphy Boulevard through Landreth Park, forcing the city to close a portion of the road for several hours. Floodwaters covered the roadway near the park's east entrance before receding by mid-afternoon. With more rain expected a little bit this morning, Joplin officials remind drivers to watch out for potential flooding in low-lying areas across the 4 states. The 6th annual Kids Giving Gala for Boys and Girls Club of Ottawa County took place in Miami, Oklahoma yesterday. The fundraiser invited community members and businesses to help provide for more than 1,200 kids. That's the Boys and Girls Club serve. A full catered dinner was provided for those who attended, and club alumni and youth served at the event. This year's fundraising goal is $100,000.
Every new community that we go into as a Boys and Girls Club has been welcoming, accommodating, and encouraging us to be there. And that's really nice. It speaks volumes about the quality of the neighborhoods in the community, and it also speaks about the need for programs like ours in those communities.
If you're interested in donating to the Ottawa County Boys and Girls Club, you can reach out through their Facebook page. Yesterday, KOAM kicked off our season of giving with Feed the 4 States, supporting local food pantries. From noon to 6:30, 4 staters called in and donated thousands of dollars. Donations that will have double the buying power at shelters like the Wesley House and Crosslines. KOAM's Blake Gully spoke with Travis Hurley from Watered Gardens to learn more about the impact of those donations on our community.
Here with Travis from Watered Gardens, how important is this cause for you?
Blake, it's so important to us at Watered Gardens Ministries. We really believe that civil society can rise up in times of crisis, and as folks have had experiencing some food insecurity as a result of the government shutdown for a season, our Mission Market food pantry grocery store has been hit extra hard.
So you can go to our website, koamnewsnow.com, and continue to donate. We will take those donations and it will help our community. We've been doing this for over 20 years and we want to continue to give back to the 4 states.
Ron's Supermarket in Pittsburgh will collect donations Tuesday from 4 to 7 p.m. Thanksgiving is around the corner, and the American Legion in Pittsburgh is preparing to feed veterans, first responders, and their families. The dinner, which includes donated ham, turkey, and side dishes, is to show appreciation for the men and women who've served our nation.
We're hoping for a better turnout for this Thanksgiving holiday season to start our season off right, and then I'm able to communicate and talk to these people. My leadership is able to talk to these guests and let them know what we're all about and what we're doing.
Post 64 shares a home with Post 394, which is one of the 2 posts in the United States that membership is exclusive to female veterans. The dinner will take place Saturday starting at 5 p.m. In this week's Doing Good segment, people who've survived addiction are now dedicating their lives to helping others beat it. As KOAM's Ty Parks reports, the Recovery Outreach Community Center on South Main in Joplin proves that sometimes the best help comes from those who understand the struggle.
On South Main near 20th Street in Joplin is The Rock, Recovery Outreach Community Center. This is a place for people suffering from addiction who can get peer-driven help.
We are a very affected area in Joplin. There are people struggling all over. But here in our community, we have been adversely affected by the opioid crisis, as well as all the meth and other weird drugs that they have nowadays. People are really looking for a place to get help.
Being a peer-driven support system, the people who help are people who have walked in the same shoes.
Somebody coming in looking for help with somebody that they would relate to. So one of our peers would sit down with them, see if they have a goal in mind that they want to obtain.
The goals that peer specialists help them with could be help them get clean, apply for a job.
Involved in our services here, everything's free, so people can just come and go and enjoy, whether it's meetings, peer support, We have cooking class, we have craft social. So we have a lot of things to be able to interact so people can build a community and have a safe place to go to.
Somebody reached out to me in my darkest hour, and I paid that person back by doing this, but it also helps me and reminds me every single day where I can be, where I fit in.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
Because the ROC is a peer-driven system, there are no clinical services available at the facility. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. Coming up, a look at the delayed September job report, which found stronger than expected job growth. And McDonald's is seeing green this holiday season. A look at the upcoming Grinch meal coming to participating restaurants. We'll have the latest. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. In Consumer Watch, the delayed September employment report found stronger than expected job growth. There were 119,000 new jobs created, more than double the 50,000 expected. The unemployment rate rose to 4.4%. There won't be a separate October employment report released because there wasn't sufficient data collected during the government shutdown. It will be part of the November report on December 16th, after the Fed's December 9th and 10th meeting. However, the Fed does have other sources on the job market. Amtrak saw a record number of riders in fiscal year 2025 with 34.5 million customer trips taken. That's up more than 5% over the last fiscal year. Amtrak also reported $2.7 billion in revenue for that time period, a new high and a 10% increase over last year. Walmart is raising its sales projections ahead of the busy holiday shopping season after reporting a 29% earnings boost in the most recent quarter. The company credits the rise of e-commerce, particularly its fast product and grocery delivery service, for the stronger than expected results. It comes as the National Retail Federation forecasts that Americans will spend a record over $1 trillion for the holidays this year. And McDonald's is seeing green this holiday season. Participating restaurants will drop the Grinch meal on December 2nd, which includes a Big Mac or 10-piece chicken McNuggets, a medium drink, and a new dill pickle flavor McShaker bag to give the chain's iconic fries a mean, zesty kick. The Grinch is also sneaking pairs of socks into the meals, featuring images of the beloved Dr. Seuss characters. That's it for Consumer Watch, and now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Now, we've got some showers and some drizzle now, as you can see, falling in Pittsburgh. Of course, that doesn't necessarily show up on radar, but we can show you on a camera that it is happening. We do have some scattered showers this morning as this low pressure eventually begins to make its way out of here. We'll talk about what happens behind this low pressure system and how the rest of our weekend's looking when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now, 5:44.
What could be the next food fab? The answer in today's Ag Day Minute.
I'm Clinton Griffiths with today's Ag Day Minute. China is continuing to buy more U.S. soybeans. Beijing buying just under 17 million bushels of new crop beans in the latest announcement. You can see other buys it made over the past several days on your screen. Now, China still has work to do to meet the 12 million metric tons of beans that Trump administration officials say the country has agreed to buy this harvest season. And while China is back buying U.S. soybeans, and that's good news, the Trump administration is still working out details when it comes to payments for farmers hurt by lower crop prices and trade disputes. Ag Secretary Brooke Rollins says the agency would soon be announcing a potential bridge payment. Bloomberg says details about those payments would be announced in early December. Now, during President Trump's first term, farmers received more than $23 billion for trade-related losses. And could the next big food fad be fiber? Market research firm Mintel says the number of new products promoted with high or added fiber saw a big uptick this year. There's even a term for trying to get more fiber into your diet. It's called fiber maxing. Now, fiber feeds gut bacteria and helps move food through the digestive system. Health experts say it also lowers cholesterol levels, regulates blood sugar, and can help with weight loss. For more Ag News, watch Ag Day weekdays on the station or get updates over at agweb.com.
Now let's take it over to Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, okay. I mean, fiber maxing, all right. I mean, I get it, it's important. But wow, I did not know that was a trend. That's and I like how it was a polite way of saying you'll use the restroom more often. So yeah, if you're fibermaxing today, maybe you do want to stay indoors. Not necessarily a bad idea. It's cloudy. It's good. Got some showers out there. Also some fog this morning. Iola now down just under 1.5 miles of visibility out there. Yates Center at 6, Fort Scott at 7. So again, you got to watch out, and again for those rapidly changing visibilities as well. Just a few minutes ago, before the fog tracker updated, that visibility level was higher. And that's the other thing I do want to emphasize though with our fog tracker is it updates at certain intervals. Okay, that's why we also tell you to watch out for those changing visibilities, because this gets data at certain intervals. I think it's every 10 or 15 minutes, and things can change pretty quickly in that time. So do be cautious this morning. Low beams, not your high beams. Fog lights if you've got them. Okay, let's take a look at Skywatch Storm Tracker. We're going to start up north here. So we've got Burlington, some light showers around there, some heading up toward Garnett, and then back right over Iola right now. So some of that visibility reduction also can be from the heavy showers or drizzle. And that's something we saw yesterday as well. There were some reduced visibilities in some locations that were actually associated with heavier rain, not necessarily fog. Got some showers here into Bourbon County, just in Fort Scott at this point, but just to your west and to your north. We head over to the Missouri side and take a look, even by Pittsburgh. So rare, we just showed you on our Pittsburgh camera the drizzle. It doesn't really show up so much on radar here, but you see those little green splotches stretching back down toward Carl Junction, up over Galena, Riverton as well. And then we get a few more where they're showing up a little better back down toward Commerce, Miami, Afton. We've got some additional showers developing across northeastern Oklahoma. Like I said, until this low pressure system itself proceeds out of the area, we will have, excuse me, these spotty showers. So the low pressure itself is just right near Dodge City. You can see the spin here. It will track off to the east, and again, if you watch, you'll see some of these little showers trying to get together. No thunderstorms expected today, nothing major expected today, but some wet spots for sure as we get our Friday underway. Now, most of this should be done by about 9-10 o'clock this morning. Could get a sprinkle or two under some of these mostly cloudy skies later today, but the majority of us were done with any kind of actual meaningful rainfall by about 9 a.m. Now, the other side of this, as this low pressure approaches, we're going to have southwest winds gusting across the area, upwards of 20 at times, and we'll also have an opportunity for some locations to possibly clear out a bit, even briefly, before the clouds begin to thicken back up. Most of us will remain mostly cloudy. Some of us down to the south and east could clear out just long enough to maybe even be a bit warmer than most of us, too. It depends on how much sunshine you're going to get. But that low pressure approaches, and there's that swirl with it. It's tracking right on through, starts turning off to the east-southeast. And on the backside of it, we get north winds, and that's going to make us a little cooler tonight. Now, as we go into Saturday, a good portion of the day is partly cloudy. We should start to clear by late Saturday, heading into Sunday before we see the return of some shower chances going late Sunday into Monday across the area. But again, nothing crazy or significant expected with that activity. And because we'll be on the backside of that low tonight into tomorrow, we're going to be a little bit cooler as well. So again, a few scattered showers out there this morning. Don't be surprised. You get some drizzle, maybe a sprinkle or two under some of these cloudy skies later today. It's not out of the question, but the meaningful or rain chances that are greater than 5% are through about 9 o'clock this morning. Temperatures like yesterday don't do a lot of moving. We'll go mid-60s by 11 o'clock this morning, upper 60s out there. But again, those of you to the south and east, if you clear out a little bit more, even just enough, you could make near 70, maybe even 71. It just is going to depend on who does what kind of clearing and when. Otherwise, I think, again, the majority of us, upper 60s, southwest winds, as I mentioned, gusting to 20. They're out of the north as that low pressure system passes by, mostly cloudy through the evening and overnight, back down to the mid to upper 40s. So again, a little cooler. Upper 50s to right about 60 for us on our Saturday. Mid-60s Sunday, then we'll start to go partly cloudy. Rain showers build in late Sunday into Monday. Still that mild start and still expecting that colder air late Tuesday. So we start pretty decent on Tuesday, but we're pretty cold by Tuesday night. Showers possible on Wednesday and Thanksgiving. Still chilly, but now it's dry. We'll see where those showers land as we get closer to it. And then 40s on Thanksgiving. Low 50s for Black Friday shopping. Upper 40s, low 50s next weekend. Let's check your forecast. We're back with more right after this.
A celebration of Native American heritage brought dozens of people together in Joplin yesterday. The Joplin Public Library's Post Art Library hosted Culture and Color, Native American Heritage Through Art. The free event featured how Indigenous representation continues to evolve in American culture, art, and commerce. Okapaw Communications and the Quapaw Nation presented the program, highlighting the importance of authentic Native American voices in today's cultural landscape.
We really hope that our exhibit this year really shines a light on how Natives are represented in the media throughout the decades. Our main piece really highlights how they were depicted in advertisements throughout the years, some as local as Mima, Oklahoma.
The exhibit hopes to have rotating artwork that changes periodically. The exhibit will be displayed until mid-January.
Of course, a lot of Native American culture in our area, especially into northeastern Oklahoma, a number of tribes just in Ottawa County alone, and a lot of celebrations and stuff that they do throughout the year. So if you have an opportunity to check out some of the powwows and other events that they hold, because it's absolutely incredible. The culture and the family, the belonging that they have, and just what they do down there. It's just amazing to see. So if you haven't seen one, take time when they start holding them again, or just go down there, check out their cultural centers. It's just amazing. Okay, that's the end of that. I got to talk about this. Showers through about 9, maybe 10 a.m. out there. Again, maybe a sprinkle or two, little drizzle is possible after that, but any measurable or meaningful rainfall should wrap up by mid-morning. We'll go mid-60s. Temperatures with the clouds for most of us not moving much, upper 60s. If you get a little more sunshine, especially in our southeastern counties, you might get a little warmer than that, but I think the majority of us are mostly cloudy, upper 60s, southwest winds gusting to 20. We get on the backside of a low pressure system by late evening, and that's why eventually our temperatures will start to take bigger drops until we make it down into the mid to upper 40s tonight. Mostly cloudy skies and north winds at 5 to 10. A little cooler tomorrow. Upper 50s, right about 60, skies gradually clearing, and we'll have a pretty decent Sunday until late evening when showers return. We'll go mid-60s. Those will continue into Monday. Still watching that colder air arriving by Tuesday night, keeping us seasonably chilly for Thanksgiving. Let's check your forecast. Another hour of the KOAM Morning News up next.